Hello everyone, I'm here with another LEGO Transformers video. This video is Decepticon Tarn. Now, this is going to look like it's a different character, but no, this is the usual Decepticon Justice Division murdery psychopath Tarn, but just with a very different alt mode. So normally this guy is a tank with two barrels on it, with like the double fusion cannon thing, and here he is a black and purple camel spider with big old red mandibles and a fucked up abdomen. We're gonna move back. And he is missing two legs. I based this off a piece of fan art that I found while scrolling for a Facebook Transformers group. They had a bunch of like beast modes for various characters, and the ones I liked the most were Bludgeon as like a zombie horse type thing that looked really cool, and the camel spider Tarn hair, which was another one of my favorites. And yeah, he's a camel spider. Articulation wise, you can see the sort of stuff he's got. He's got a bunch of ball joints in the front and back legs. Got a little bit of wiggle in the abdomen here. If we bring him up, he can wiggle his abdomen around. His head is on a ball joint. His head is also hinged, so you can hinge it up and down. That does reveal like the robot mode head, and isn't really a joint. It's just there for transformation. And you can see from the face here with the two big mandibles, they tend to break off like all of the time, but I don't know why. They're on round plates and should be able to come off, but you can open the mandibles and close them, and they can also wiggle up and down. That's more just for transformation clearance. And anyway, that's his camel spider mode. And for size comparison, just to show how fucking horrifying this thing would be to come across as a human, I'm going to bring in the only alt mode I can currently see on display, which is Cliff Jumper. So here we have him next to Autobot Cliff Jumper. Yeah. You can imagine being a person driving this and just driving down the road seeing this fucking thing just turns right around. Wouldn't mind you. This thing is genuinely horrifying to look at. And ironically, Black Arachnia is not the first spider I'm building. The first spider I'm building is Tarn. But anyway, there's also, fun fact, camel spiders are nor a camel or spider. I don't know why they're called camel spiders. They are an arachnid though, and they are fucking horrifying. So to start the transformation, we're gonna pop the camel spider head off. This is the fusion cannon for robot mode. And then with that done, we can hinge out all of the legs here and get them out of the way. And we're going to start with the robot mode legs. So we're going to take the abdomen, fold it down this much. We're going to rotate these pieces out to give full clearance to flatten the legs. I'm going to rotate these around and push them in. These are going to be the heels. I'm going to take the feet here. These tend to break off. I'm going to rotate them and flip. Rotate and flip up. Then I'm going to just rotate it at the waist, which brings in his legs done. And then I'm going to come up to the torso here, and we're going to take these leg portions and rotate them around so this brown piece is sticking up. Then I'm going to rotate the arm at the back there, bring it up, rotate it again. Then I'm going to rotate this end of the leg in, rotate the leg in, and rotate that up. We're not going to do the same on the other side because we need clearance on the other arm for the fusion cannon. Then I'm going to straighten all of the spider legs out on here. Do the same on the other side. Right, then we're going to leave the spider leg here. We're going to rotate like that, and then we're going to bring it back and fold it down. Now this is looking like some sort of weird eldritch horror looking creature. And what we're going to do next is I'm going to sort out the torso and the head reveal, which you kind of have to do before the shoulders. So we're going to flip these pieces up, flip down the chest, tuck it up at an angle and fold these blade pieces down. You can then flip the head, rotate it, and flip these two side panel spikes. Then we're going to come to the shoulders, hinge these in, and we're going to curve all of the spider legs around. So starting with these middle ones, they did just break off. That first time that's happened with transforming them, but we're going to hinge down, hinge down, hinge down, till it's curled up like that. Then I'm going to take this one, I'm going to curl it outwards slightly, and hinge it up like that. Oh, hang on, there's an actual spider in my room. I'm just going to kill real quick. I'm going to assume he's dead. That was disgusting. There was a huge ass spider that I just saw on my fucking bed. That was gross. I'm going to make sure it's dead after this video. Anyway, so this leg, going to rotate around like that. Then this leg, we're going to rotate around normally like that. Right. And then just make sure there's enough clearance for the arm to rest like that. And that will give you one shoulder. Though if I bring the arm out a bit, I can tuck that in all the way. Just like that. This is the sort of shoulder panel that we're going for here with the design. Now it's got to do the same on the other side. This mimics how its treads work. Instead of it being the tank treads, it is the legs of the spider mode. Again, just fold it in on the hinge. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate. And hinge outwards, rotate, rotate. And then just adjust the arms. And then we're going to take the camel spider head and it's just going to clip onto the arm there, like that, using those studs, and that's why the spider leg had to fold out. And then we can just fold the leg that was on his arm around like that. So bringing him forward, going to just attempt to stand him. This never usually works. He is really bad at standing. You have to make sure his feet are all the way up. Ugh. And then there we have Tarn in his robot mode. And now I'm going to do a nice dramatic zoom in and quickly just turn the camera off to do so. Okay, so here's Tarn's robot mode. And it is similar to his usual robot mode that he always has. And as you can see, he's got his double fusion cannon, which just uses the mandibles of the camel spider for the face. And then he's got his usual features. The torso is very bulked up by the legs, and it just means that there's no insect legs cluttering him. I know I said insect and not arachnid. It does not matter. That I'm just talking about the terminology of like how generally like characters that turn to bugs and spiders and things, you see the legs cluttering everywhere and just kind of sticking out randomly. And it just kind of looks super awkward and annoying. But here we don't have that. Sorry. This is me, like, I've just seen a fucking spider crawling around in my bed and, like, it's freaking me out. And it feels like it's crawling on me and stuff. This is just my response to seeing the fucking things. I hate them. Oh, we're out of focus. Camera. Camera, stop being an asshole. Come on, focus. As you can see, he hasn't got a Decepticon logo on his robot mode body anywhere except the face. I use this to represent the fact that he usually wears a Decepticon logo mask, and that I thought this is better than just giving him a purple face piece. But it also means that he doesn't really have a Decepticon logo anywhere else because it would clash way too much having two that are very visible next to each other, like one above the other. It would draw away from the face one a bit, so I decided not to. If I had one that I could put in gold, I would, but I only have them in purple, so I just decided to not give him one, as it was just the easier and better option in my opinion. That is this is robot mode here. You can get to articulation. He is actually pretty articulated. So we have a ball joint at the waist, which can't really crunch forward too much. He has a slight crunch forward, but he has an nearly all the way back. He has quite a good limbo, sort of lean back, as well as, of course, ball joints at swivels, so he has a very good swivel on his waist. Bringing him up to the front here, you can see how awesome that head and chest and shoulder design looks, with the legs curling up. They form the nice points sticking up as well in metallic colors. He's even got a sort of leg design on the chest from transformation. You can see how fucking broad he is as well. He's pretty busty. But his arms, unfortunately, cannot move forward at the top, but he does have a joint here and a ball joint here to make up for that. But you can, if you really want to, because this whole shoulder is on a ball joint, bring it up, but it just looks a little ridiculous to bring it up like that. So I kind of just prefer to just leave it down and just not put his arms up. He also, due to the weight of it, can't hold a pose very well, holding the fusion gun up. He can hold it up like that, but you can't really hold the full arm out. Even if you rotate at the shoulder, his arm just flops right down. And then leg-wise, he has ball joint at the hip, like normal, and then a maximum knee going on due to transformation. The foot can do a slight rocker, but it's mostly ball jointed. I don't like to mess with it though, because it's held on by two studs here and just breaks off a lot. And the heel can fucking rotate. I don't know why he would do that. That just causes him to fall over and doesn't help with posing at all, and isn't something anyone just does, but you can just rotate him around in random spots for no reason. His wrists have nothing, they're just solid, and the little hand covers can just go wee and just do random shit. The knee pads can also hinge, so when you have his knee bent, you can bend that back as well. And his head is on a T-joint, so it can rotate, look up, and his head clashes with his chest, so he can't look down, which kind of sucks because he's taller than most characters. And for comparison, I'm going to bring in... so what I mean by he falls over a lot. For comparison, I'm going to bring in a not really obvious character, but I have done revamps for Optimus and Megatron that I'm going to be uploading soon at some point. As usual, I'm going to bring in a not seen before character. So I'm going to bring in Centurion, also known as Hearts of Steel Bumblebee, who is pretty outscaled for my stuff. For a deluxe class, he fits fine next to this large Voyager-styled character, but compared to my other deluxe characters, and especially Bumblebee and alt mode wise, he looks really odd of how big he is. We'll take him off and go put him back. And for another size comparison, I'm going to bring in another big evil villain fella. Also, because I have bronzed up his faceplate, hammer, and a few other of his accessories and spots on him, but we have Scourge, who is a standard. He's about the same height as my new Optimus. And then just to show him off, because I'm really proud of the new Optimus design, and I'm looking forward to making a video. This puts the one that I previously uploaded to shame. But here he is next to Optimus Prime, who has a proper Matrix chamber this time, and like barely any kibble. He's fucking awesome. I love him. And why not? Because they're similar characters. Oh, Arachnid has just died. I was grabbing Megatron, and on the display, him and Arachnid were battling. Here is my new Megatron, who is a triple changer. So stay tuned for this guy, because he's awesome. The only triple changes I already have are him, Blitzwing, and technically Rhinox, but we'll get to him in my Ultra Magnus vid. Eventually, I might update Ultra Magnus first. He's one of my oldest builds that hasn't been altered at all. I got some super old characters that have had nothing done to them, and he's one of them. A lot of them, like Megatron and even Tarn here. Tarn I redid today. He was originally a tank, but again, I saw this design, and like, I loved it so much more than the tank, and this looks so much more awesome than any treads around his shoulders could, and I just love it. And story-wise, it fits. Like, I do want to get around to making a comic at some point, which is what a lot of these designs are based off. I've done some digital art here and there for them. And story-wise, for the current phase, I've got the display in of like the Beast era. It fits. So you give him a Beast alt mode. Yeah. He's not the only one that's randomly given a Beast alt mode out of nowhere. Shockwave was another one. It was very out of nowhere with his Beast mode. Oh, kicked my tripod. But you see these two are pretty much the same height. Megatron's a little bit taller. It looks like Tarn's taller on frame, but Megatron is the taller one. But that is all for these guys and this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video where I cover... it's the bit where I have to just choose a random character to cover. Maybe some Insecticons, I don't know. I have two of them. Might cover those two. We've got like Bombshell and Kickback. Not Shrapnel yet though, because Shrapnel kind of bores me. But I might go with Centurion actually, just because he's fun. Or maybe even my new Starscream. Because Starscream's another one that I updated. Some of these I've updated without even showing the originals on camera. Like, you've never seen the original for Tarn here. Although with Optimus, you never properly saw the original, because I'm currently on version 4. And like, I might actually make a video just show as like a short or something to just show off. Like, I have photos of the original designs and just show them off together. Like the progression of the photos I have of designs. I don't have all of them, but I've got a few of them. Yeah, next video will probably be on Centurion, so stay tuned for that. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.